I'm your host, Joshua.
And I'm your host, Ariel.
And we're the Midnight Guild. Welcome back, everybody, to the first episode of 2025. We hope y'all had a very happy new year.
Speak for yourself.
Honey,
look at me. Look at me. And
I was
hear
gonna
me.
say, honey, if you tuned in to catch our New Year's
The
live,
was good.
honey, I was a little plastered. I'm not gonna lie about
it was
that.
a very good live, though.
Oh, but honey, you all will have to excuse us today. We are a little sickly, honey. Ariel, a little bit more sickly than the rest of them, but she's on the mend, honey. She's
very much so.
She was taken to her bed.
Literally.
For days, honey.
Ever since I got home from the New Year's party.
An invalid, honey.
You know what's so weird, though, is I did not feel bad until I got home.
Oh.
I fell asleep on the way home from your house. Woke up, my throat was scratchy. I thought I'd just been sleeping with my mouth open. No, bitch.
Oh.
No, I woke up the next morning and I was like, I'm dying.
So, honey, all of our thoughts and prayers are with Ariel today. So, I'm actually going to be telling y'all a little story.
Oh, yeah.
Today.
Honey, I haven't done hardly nothing.
Even though, bear with me, because apparently, honey, this morning when I woke up, I was a little...
Honey, he sounded rough earlier today.
I was a little taken aback. I'm not going to lie. I was just a touch taken aback.
I'm not going to lie. You sound so much better after the DayQuil.
Yeah, honey, listen. We have loaded up on everything that we can load up on legally. And,
if you're wondering, I do want to tell them the reason I'm holding this. If you're wondering why I'm holding this mic, if you're watching instead of just listening, if you're wondering why I'm holding our new little mic down here towards, like, way far away from me, I'm mouth breathing because I cannot breathe through my nose.
So, honey, she sounds like the little, whoever's leading the little singing at most of these little new age churches. Jesus. Hey, yeah. That's what she's doing. She could do a wonderful solo right now, though.
Jesus.
At any major non-denominational church.
Word.
But anyway,
that's just why I'm holding. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
you're fine, baby.
I was just but anyway, that's the reason I'm holding it down here. If you're watching instead of just listening, you'd be like, why is that girl just holding that?
Yeah, there's a reason.
Yeah, because I sound like a fat person who just got done running through, running a 5K.
And honey, apparently on the live, I did a lot of yelling. I did not mean to, honey. I'm not used to our new little mic system. I'm used to, honey, old Ethel who used to hang here. Old Ethel who used to hang here in between us, honey, and we'd have to yell at her. So I do apologize for screaming at y'all.
In my ear.
Honey, I know. But listen, she's done gave me the code, so, payback.
Bull.
I'm kidding.
You got that today? And I hadn't seen you since
It's the weather, honey. These mountains don't know what they want to do.
It's really annoying.
We are going through every season in one day. Honey. Every
he's
season
not lying.
in one day. And, honey, Lord. But anyhow, thanks to the good people at the DayQuil, for hooking in the Excedrin for honey getting us ready for this little podcast here. So this may not be a long one, just gonna go ahead and tell you, but we wanted to do something for you.
Because we're running behind where I've been sick.
Yeah.
And so we knew, but I'm feeling, even though I'm still sick, we knew I was feeling a lot better than what I did. So it's time to
So we figured that we'd go ahead and do a little something, put a little something out here, honey.
Yep.
And this is definitely one of those stories that I feel like could get a lot of commentary, too, because, I'm sure that if you are from around this part, you have heard at least one variation.
I agree.
All right, so today we are going to be talking about down here in the South, especially in Appalachia, we refer to it as Old Christmas. And, honey, it is just that it is old. It goes back as long as these hills go, it goes back.
Right.
Now, how I want to do it is I'm going to give you just a touch of history about what actually Old Christmas is, because it's referred to as many names, and it actually has a purpose. Now, the purpose of it is kind of dwindled away nowadays as, things have gotten more mainstream and whatnot. But we will go ahead and get into that. So, Old Christmas, also known as the Feast of the Epiphany, Um, it's a Christian feast day commemorating the birth. Excuse me. It's a Christian feast day commemorating the visit of the Magi, the baptism of Jesus, and the wedding of the Cana. I think I'm saying that right.
I'm sure you are.
Hopefully. And Epiphany, it's Greek meaning manifestation. So that's a little bit of tidbit there. It is also the end of the 12 days of Christmas, the Christmas starting on December 25th. So if you hear people talking about celebrating the 12 days of Christmas, it's in there as the last day. Um, and it's definitely something that a lot of the settlers, the first settlers to the Appalachians, which we know consisted a lot of Irish and Scotch Irish and things like that. So a lot of our customs originate um, from those lineages, and this was one of the customs that they brought over. So another little bit of history: in 1752. British Parliament voted to change the Julian calendar that everybody used to the, oh, can I say it right? Gregorian calendar. Well, it's the calendar that we use today.
You're like, whatever it is.
Whatever it is, honey. I'm sure someone will
damn
fix
calendar.
us in the
That calendar
comments, honey. Someone will fix us somewhere. I'm sure they will. Um, so, a lot of the, especially here in Appalachia, a lot of these settlers were isolated from people. So, I mean, honey, they didn't know that the calendars
Ain't he precious?
changed. I swear to God. They didn't know that the calendars had changed. So, a lot of them just kept on with their same customs.
Y'all, they're just listening, not just, because they're probably like, what the hell was she talking about? If they're just listening. I was talking about Abraham, guys, if you're just listening, not watching the video. Some of them on Spotify just listen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually, that's a note I've been meaning to give to you, is that we act like everybody's watching us when they're not.
When they're not.
So sometimes we need to be speaking to them also. Like if we see something or something happens, we need to explain what we've just seen for the people that are just listening.
Okay, I will try to keep that in mind going forward.
I will too. But we're not going to be perfect at it. Nobody else, but we'll. You know what I mean? Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So, like I was saying, a lot of these areas were isolated, so they didn't pick up on this new the new calendar. So they continued on with a lot of their same traditions. And now, just a few of the traditions that they actually they called it serenading.
Ooh,
and
the same thing as caroling?
Sort of, but it would include going to your neighbor's house, visiting, storytelling, dancing. There's old wives' tale that if you got at least 12 visitors, it was a sign of good luck.
Oh, love that.
Yeah, and things like that. Now, a lot of times at night they would light bonfires too, and they would go around shooting the guns off, honey.
Of course.
Yeah, to ward off the evil spirits that might be lurking.
Just give me all kinds of kisses.
So, now another little belief that they had back then. It was said that the Holy Spirit was closest to Earth on Old Christmas Eve, so January 5th.
Wonder where that logic came from.
Well, I don't know, and there's lots of little things that go along with this.
Right.
Apparently, in that time frame, the most devout can turn water into wine. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes. It will bloom the elder bushes, and it will give. Excuse me. Sorry, I hate that little thingy. It will give animals the power to speak.
Oh.
Yeah, in a certain way. It is said that they are rumored to bow down and praise God.
Where's this from again? What's that? What's that from?
This is some of the beliefs that go along with Old Christmas.
Yeah, is that like? Does it say where it's from? Like that one belief?
Well, now that one belief, it actually comes over from like all of these are belief systems that were instituted by most of the Scotch and Irish people.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Because I've not heard a lot of that before, and I'm just like shooketh a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
But I feel like that's so niche when it comes to Scottish and Irish descent.
Well,
because think of like creatures and fairies.
Yeah.
And so that I can see why
But
they
now,
thought like
before y'all get
animals
too
would talk like fairy tale
excited,
wise.
it is also if you should hear an animal praising God or speaking, it is actually a sign of bad luck if you actually hear them.
Oh wow!
Yeah, now that I'm not sure. Like I said, a lot of these superstitions don't really have a lot of,
Merit. I mean, not merit, but make sense.
Yeah,
they don't really make
don't make
sense.
sense. There's no rhyme or reason. But honey, this is Appalachian. We don't deal in rhyme and reason, honey.
We deal in that superstition.
We deal in rhythm and roots.
I just like, well, if you're delving in that superstition,
Right.
and you're over there sounding adorable. Rhythm and roots.
Another one of the little superstitions or the little wives' tale is that the bees will hum 100. Well, they will actually hum Psalms 100.
I swear, I think I've heard that before somewhere.
Yeah.
Like that just sounds familiar. It's probably off of a movie or something.
It became pretty much a non-work day for everybody. I mean, like there would be no work, no school, nothing like that. One of the Irish traditions is placing a lighted candy. Excuse me, candy. A lighted candle in your window, and that was to welcome Mary and Joseph. So in their search for a place to have baby Jesus.
Oh my God, I love that.
It is said that if you, I'm pretty sure I have it rolled over here. Yeah, if you sit under a pine tree, that you will be able to hear angels sing. But again, a lot of them come with a little bit of doom and gloom. Because if you do go and sit under a pine tree and you do hear the angelic voices singing to you, that has pretty much marked your death, because you will be in heaven by the next Christmas.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
it really is so doom and gloom.
Some of them, a lot of these really are doom and gloom, and I'm about to get into that too.
I can't wait for you to talk about how you used to be scared of Christmas.
Oh gosh, I was terrified. Now, it did become a day of rest, and they became a lot of superstitions regarding, like, there's a slew of old superstitions of stuff that you cannot do on Old Christmas. Part of it, even goes up to your Christmas decorations. Like if you don't have your Christmas decorations down by January 1st, you have to leave them up through the celebration of Old Christmas, or it's bad luck.
Right.
And well, before I get into these, I'll tell you. So growing up, my family is very, very superstitious. We were like, honey, we are the most superstitious Christians you've ever seen before in your life. And it was like Old Christmas was a very big deal. I mean, it was more of a big deal for my grandmother, my Mama Debbie, than it probably was for my mama, honey. And I mean, even me, like now, this generation, we don't really, I guess,
think about it.
Take it serious. But honey, my mama sure did. And my little great grandma Zippy, she sure did too, honey. They'd be on that phone reminding you. And I was always terrified of January 6th. Like, I thought that it was just this cursed day, all these bad omens, like you couldn't do nothing. And God forbid that you did slip up and do something. Well, then you've just killed somebody.
I know that if you wash clothes, you wash somebody out the family.
Oh, yeah. So my mama Debbie, honey, she'd call every year with her list.
My granny used to do that. She used to call her my mom.
Yeah, to remind my mama of the list of don'ts for the Old Christmas, honey, because you had to take it serious too, because these had serious repercussions.
The only one when I ever grew up here and was like, my granny would call and remind her on New Year's Day not to wash clothes, or you wash them out of the family, not to sweep, or just like not clean at all.
Yeah, and that's pretty much these. Like, my mama, she'd always tell my mama that you couldn't sweep, no sweeping at all, but especially don't sweep dirt over your threshold,
Right.
because you will be sweeping someone out of your family.
Right.
Same thing with dusting. You weren't supposed to dust, and if you did, and like especially the windowsills.
Yeah.
You had to leave the windowsills alone. You couldn't dust them, especially. You couldn't take out the ash. Now, the ash had something to do with a bad omen. It would bring a bad omen to your family. You couldn't wash clothes. You'd be washing a loved one out. Pretty much, like, there was a lot of things that I'm trying to think of all of them now. But it was like, honestly, it was a scare. Like, for me growing up, it was a scary day, because I was just like, oh God. Oh God. I was always worried. I know.
Push somebody out the
family. I know. And even as an adult, like, I find myself doing that too. Now, honey, I make sure my laundry is done.
I'm not gonna lie, I do it still to this day. I don't honey, ever do laundry.
I don't sweep. I don't mop, honey, because like you'll just take someone right on out the family. Right on out the family. But now that I'm a little older, I don't know. I kind of let Miss Little Memo Debbie calling.
I'm sure
she's going on now, but I miss her calling me like, honey, tomorrow's old Christmas now, and you can't be doing no washing. Can't be, honey. Don't be doing no washing. You wash someone out the family.
Wash them right out.
Honey, you can't do no dusting.
Don't
honey.
Clean nothing, honey.
Don't be taking no ice out either, honey. No dirt can cross your threshold. And I don't know. I just remember that now, and I guess it seems a little crazy to think that it was like I was so scared of it. But as a child, I was petrified.
No, you was a kid, so
I was
smaller like things that don't freak adults out. Yes. They say it because they're adults and like they don't think we're paying attention. Like as a child, right? I knew that my parents wouldn't think that I was paying attention to a lot of shit like that. But the way they describe it, where they're adults and they're saying something scary,
oh yeah,
you automatically think it's everything's 10 times worse than what it is.
I mean, and no offense against my little Memo or anything like that, because I loved her dearly, and I still do love her dearly,
of course,
up in heaven. But honey, she could put a little doom and gloom spin on about anything, because I mean, it was always the extreme, honey. You couldn't go outside, honey, with your head wet, or else you'd take a back set and die.
honey.
Honey, you gonna get that pneumonia fever and die. Honey, don't step on, get away. You can't go outside barefooted, running near that old barn. You gonna step on the rusty nail, get the lockjaw, and die.
Listen, I think every grandmother has something like that. Like it's either everything or a couple things. Like for my granny, it was every time we go outside to play in the summer or whatever. Now don't be going through them weeds now, honey. You get ticks all over and you end up with the Lyme disease or the Rocky Mountain spotted fever.
Honey, I was scared to death of chiggers.
Scared
to absolute death of
same.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, I went into nursing school thinking there was such a thing as pneumonia fever. I did. Honey, I was like, what? Oh, okay. Because I was like, well, honey, you'll catch that pneumonia fever and you'll die. And my Memo Devi, honey, I sounded like the little water boy. Memo Devi said that you will catch the pneumonia fever and die.
Oh my God, we have to put that on merch. Gonna catch that pneumonia fever.
Yes. But I did, honey. I was, honey, I was grown before I learned. I was like, Of course, now this was also the woman that, if your baby's a little colicky, honey, put a thimble full of bourbon in its bottle. If it's a little colicky, if it's teething, rub it on the gums, and it ain't gonna hurt nothing.
Ain't gonna hurt nothing, honey.
Ain't gonna hurt a thing.
Oh my goodness.
Honey, yeah, we've done went down memory lane twice.
I love it.
I was gonna say twice,
but I love when we do that. I love, like, our audience loves when we tell stories from
from
our
yesteryear.
family members and stuff.
Oh, honey. Well,
Especially your
I was
Grandma
gonna
Debbie
say,
stories.
oh yeah, now little Mama Debbie, honey, she was a good one, honey. Now, had she been alive, you know, honey, she'd done been calling us this weekend. Tomorrow, we'd been guaranteed. Now, listen, honey, tomorrow's all Christmas. Now, honey, you know.
You know.
Don't be doing it, honey. Don't be doing it. And now, listen, if you all are out on January 5th about midnight, be careful going around them pasture fields. Don't, because apparently that's when it's supposed to happen. Sometime around midnight. That's when the Holy Spirit is supposed to be the closest to the earth. Although now we might want to test that theory of turning the water into wine. I feel like we might want to try that one.
That's crazy.
I mean, why not? I never have. Has anybody else? Wonder.
I think that what was it? Like, don't you have to be like super godly?
The vow.
Okay, well, honey, that would not be
I don't see why not.
We need to go find like that.
Honey,
We'd have to go find my mom.
I love the Lord. I just drink a little. That's all.
We'd have to go find my mom and have her do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, or Papa Ken.
I was like, honey, ain't he dead? But never mind. I forgot. I forgot we called him Papa.
That's Bill.
I forgot we called him Papa.
Yeah. Well, no, see, Ken isn't actually Papa.
I know the dynamics.
Okay, come at me again.
I didn't come at you, honey. I just sounded like I come at you because my head is stopped up.
No, I feel
my ears really need to pop.
Do you do the clear out? Do the scuba diving?
Oh God, no.
They'll pop eventually.
No, they'll pop eventually.
Why don't you do that?
Because I'm afraid it might damage something.
My doctor told me to do that.
Well, doctors kill people, nurses save lives.
Do you want me to call Jeannie? She'll tell you to do it.
I know she might. I know that my fear is irrational, honey. It's the same reason I don't go to a chiropractor.
Oh, why was it me and me? No, I just wanted to so you could know that you
I feel like a chiropractor will, honey. I feel like that will paralyze me.
I wish I was a chiropractor right now.
I am telling you, it is irrational, and I know, in my heart of hearts, honey, I know that it is irrational. But this is the OCD that my mother passed on to me, so it's what I have to deal with, honey. This is my cross to bear. My cross to bear. It's irrational, honey, but if you're looking for rationality, don't come to the Appalachian Mountains.
Absolutely not.
No, honey. We don't deal in reason around here. No, honey. We deal in...
What the fuck are we even talking about?
We deal in folklore and what?
What are we even talking about?
I just thought we were shooting the shit.
I mean, I literally just forgot what we're talking about.
We were talking about on Christmas.
No. Just now, this conversation.
Oh, about me being irrational, about...
Neck popping.
Yeah.
Bitch, I literally forgot what we were just talking about, and I was freaking out.
All of her medications have kicked in beautifully. They blend beautifully. Oh, that could be a thing, honey. They blend beautifully.
They blend beautifully.
Because, honey, let me tell you, if you up in these mountains and you ain't got a little scripture or something, well...
Well, honey.
That's why they call it the Tennessee Mountain Point of View, honey. If you're going to take one, might as well take two. Oh, and don't be going and sitting under a pine tree, honey. And if you do, and you start hearing the angels, well, that's all she wrote for you.
You better get in that last good of your life, honey.
That's all she wrote for you. So if you hear the angels singing under the pine trees, what could be more southern?
I know, it sounds
in the pines, where the sun never shines. All right, that's enough of that.
Get it. I wish you kept going.
Just give them a little taste, honey, a little taste.
A little dabble, do you?
But y'all come Monday. And if you're watching it after Monday, well, honey, we're sorry that we didn't get to you in time to give you a proper warning. But you'll know for next year, and let's just hope that whoever you wash out of your family or dust out of your family, or
right,
or anything
like,
out of your family,
gonna be like, what the fuck did you guys tell us this a week ago?
It's probably some. Let's just hope it's one of the ones that you don't like at well.
Right. Yeah, I like that every now and again we do. This is like a good start to the second season because I think they like to hear us just shoot the shit a little bit.
Well, honey, that's what we're here for. We're here to shoot the shit with you.
I will say in this new season, I think that we should shoot the shit more.
Yeah, we are going to try and be a little bit more laid back, honey.
More laid back and because I've noticed that we pretty much just do our stories and stuff, give it a little bit of commentary, and then get off. That's not really what Like, the point of a podcast is to talk, like, do your bit and then talk about it.
I like how she's mansplaining a podcast to me.
Oh, no, I was talking about to everybody. You fucking whore.
Mansplaining a podcast.
First of all, I'm not a man.
Thank you,
So how can I
Ariel.
mansplain it?
I don't know, honey. I'm technically an uncle, but yeah, it makes you so mad when anybody calls me uncle. You're like, that's auntie. She literally, one time I told her about me dating girls in high school, and she's like, that's just not normal. That's not normal. I just can't picture that. And I'm like, wow, Ariel.
How close-minded.
How close-minded you are. She refuses to believe it.
No, I literally refuse to believe that you've ever been with girls.
She refuses to believe it at all.
It freaks me out.
It bothers her to no end. To no end.
I just cannot imagine it.
Well, then stop.
Stop telling me stories about your
I
girlfriend.
wasn't. Okay. We were on our way to Greenville. What was we supposed to talk about?
That's so true.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Honey, we were letting it rip on our drive to Greenville one day.
Honey.
You told me story after story. Honey, Josh can just talk and I will just eat it. I'm like,
she wants us to put a dash cam.
Yes.
On the little dash, honey, of the car. And first, I don't know how legal that is.
No, it's
and
completely
second,
legal.
Oh, well, she's already done her research. She's probably already got them ordered, honey. Amazon going to be knocking any minute.
I'm not. I swear I'm going to look at that in a second.
She will.
Because I swear, Josh, they would love it.
Lord, honey, there may be a new podcast coming soon.
Well, it won't be a podcast. It would just be like videos I'd release. Like,
oh, okay, never mind. You all still have to tune in.
We make us like a funny
the
page.
Gilders.
Hashtag the Gilders. I would make us like a funny page. Because, or I could just put it on the pod. Not the pod, but like,
well, I mean,
our social media.
We're trying to be a little bit more funny in the new year, anyhow. And funny
because we're funny all the time.
Queer.
Because we say the funniest shit, and I cut it out because I was like, we're trying to talk about serious stuff.
I know.
I think we need to be a little bit more loosey goosey and just leave a lot of it in.
And this has been a experience of learning for us too.
Very much so.
As far as what we can say, what we can't say.
How many times we get flagged on TikTok.
I think that we're probably just to the point where we're just going to stop giving a shit about all that. Yeah. Within reason.
Yeah, like we don't want to get like our videos taken down. But like we're going to be more loosey-goosey with it.
I really like that term loosey-goosey.
Why?
Let's say that we're going to be less melancholic.
Oh my God, shut up, you bougie bitch. We're going to be less melancholic.
Alrighty. We are going to wrap this up, though. Honey.
Yeah, I was going to say, definitely put in the comments, though, some things that you would like us to look into this coming season.
Or you can just send us a little email directly if you want to at the midnightguild10@gmail.com.
Or we even have a Reddit feed now. It's r/the Midnight Guild. And it's just a Reddit thread, and you can post all your spooky stories on there if you'd rather do that instead of sending an email.
And as always, you can reach out on TikTok if you want to send us a message on TikTok.
As long as they've got it up still, honey.
Yeah. And if not, then follow us on any of our other social platforms, which are linked in our bio.
Yep. YouTube and Spotify.
Yes. And Facebook and Instagram.
Eliminate, honey.
Oh, yes. The Lemonade.
Eliminate.
Eliminate. Eliminate.
All right. Well, that's all for me. That's all for you, honey.
That is all for us. Again, thank you all so much for coming with us into the new year. Loving us last year and loving us even more this year.
Amen,
and giving us the opportunity to love you back.
Exactly.
We appreciate all of our old followers, all of our new followers, and we look forward to the new year. Yes. Go ahead and like, subscribe, follow, and you're going to tell them about the bell.
Oh, honey, yes.
The bell.
The bell, honey, if you're on YouTube. You're going to want to hit that subscribe button.
The subscribe.
And then next to that subscribe button, there's going to be a bell.
A little bell. Ring-a-ding.
You're going to click that bell.
Click it.
You're going to select all.
All.
Honey, you won't miss a thing.
Won't miss a thing.
Not a thing, honey.
Not a thing.
Bye.
All right. Bye, y'all.